Hello everybody, my name is Pravus, and welcome to, Hearts of Iron 4, although it looks very different, doesn't it? Something is afoot. That's because we are trying out an overhaul mod called Palpatine's Gamble, which of course is Star Wars based. It is actually set during the Clone Wars era and follows the rise of the Galactic Empire under Palpatine's rule. Not tried this before, but I have heard some good things, and my understanding is it changes a lot of the game. Looks nothing like the base HoI4, which makes sense, of course. We're playing on a galactic stage and not merely on Earth, right? So we're going to be playing in the Clone Wars era. This start date actually is very clearly said, do not play. This is an alpha version of the mod. But this is Clone Wars. We're going to have to deal with the Galactic Republic that is slowly decaying from within with corruption and greed within the Galactic Senate, and eventually leading into galactic conflict. Oh wow, there's actually some Star Wars-like sound effects. I remember that. Gosh, okay. Well, I'm really hoping there's nothing like copyright-based in this. Obviously, this is not a Disney-sanctioned mod. This is a fan-based project, so hopefully they're smart enough not to use anything that would overtly be considered copyright. So we have Galactic Republic as our primary choice, currently led by Valorum. So before Palpatine becomes the Supreme Chancellor. Might be playing as them, honestly, because I think that they'll probably have the most fleshed out national focus path, but let's see some other options. We have the Confederacy of Independent Systems, led by Dooku. We have the Trade Federation, the Commerce Guild, Techno Union, Mandalore. Ooh, Mandalorians would be pretty fun. We're gonna have to play with the Galactic Republic, but I like the idea of that. The Governor of Concordia, okay, Banking Clan, Umbara, Ryloth with the Twi'leks, and Dak, which looks like this is probably Mon Calamari, if I had to guess. Interesting. Okay, well, either way, we're going to be playing with the Galactic Republic. Let's see what ends up happening with this. Obviously, the Galactic Republic has been around for thousands of years with thousands of worlds. A federal parliamentary republic, adhering to a democratic constitution. The Republic was governed by a legislative body of 2,000 senators known as the Galactic Senate to represent the interests of their home worlds. All right, let's go ahead and select this faction. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is a very different looking map. Looks like we have the deep core, which leads into the mid-rim and eventually the outer rim territories. Okay, so we'll be playing as the Galactic Republic, which I assume is located right here in, I assume this is Coruscant. There's actually two different worlds here. This is not Coruscant. Still, okay. So two different planets, at least at the beginning of the game. We can also see the Techno Union. There's the Trade Federation with a couple more worlds over there. Corellia, Bestine, Sullust. Yeah, these are all a lot of worlds I recognize. Here's Naboo. Oh, look, the Gungan Nation controls a small part of it. Fascinating. Okay, I'm excited to find out what this is about. You know, this could be really, really fun for us. Here we go. Okay, the loading screen 100% had something copyright-based in it, so I may very well have to turn off all the music in a little bit. What do we got over here? CIS tech level and a Republic tech level. That's interesting. Okay. Palpatine mission screen to find out what Palpatine has assigned to me. I'm a secret agent? Oh my god, this seems fascinating. Okay. Well, we'll come back to some of that in a little bit. So, let's take a look at some of the basics. First things first, we are the Galactic Republic led by Finis Valorum. Currently ruled by the Loyalist Party within the Galactic Senate. There's also a consortium, the Opposition. Galactic Senate apparently has a non-aligned version, and the Syndicate. Not going to worry about that. We do have a handful of different laws, all of which look kind of the same, with those colors not providing a lot of contrast. I'll be honest, it's going to hurt my eyes pretty quick, but nonetheless, should be fine eventually. We'll probably want to build a lot of this, and I'm imagining that naval warfare is going to be extremely important in this mod. That is my guess, but we'll see. National spirits, we have internal corruption, which is greatly reducing my stability and daily political power gain. Not a fan of that. The Rusan combat restrictions. Okay, so basically we have garbage armies, which makes sense. The Republic doesn't have the clone army yet. We'll have to change that eventually. There's also naval restrictions. Weakened executive branch, making everything even worse. 1,000 years of peace, making us stable, but overall, I would say fairly lax. The lower levels apparently are decaying, decentralized government, technological plateau, and unrestricted crime. This is terrible in every possible way. All right, let's take a look at our national focus tree. So we got a few options over here. First thing we have to do is the 1,000 years of peace. If we can complete this, we'll get some political power, some stability, but we will lose some war support. All right, the Republic has stood as the galaxy's guiding light, its bastion of democracy, and the keeper of the peace for a millennium, and is, for the most part, just as strong as ever. However, there are clouds growing on the horizon. The Senate, always a bureaucratic mess, is growing even more corrupt, and an upstart group of powerful corporations is threatening to break away from the Republic. Chancellor Valorum is facing pressure, blah, blah, blah. So are we going to start basically with episode 1 here?
Sir!
Is that effectively what's going on? Hi! Sir! All right, let's see. We got some blue guards, some judicial security forces, some speeder infantry, all of which sounds pretty exciting.
Ready for battle,
What do we got over here? Some more judicial forces. We'll go ahead and put them over there like so. Okay. Let's take a look at our research. I imagine research looks very different. Well, actually, no. I see some familiarity, at least in the structure. There's something I'm familiar with here. We have artillery. We have some tanks, speeder bikes, land speeders, basic infantry equipment, and so on. Some support companies, engineers, recon, military. Okay, a lot of this looks very familiar. Nothing too different here, but obviously completely reskinned for Star Wars-based stuff. We have our doctrines based off mobile warfare, superior firepower, so on. I have no idea what would be considered good for us. Naval game, we have some corvettes, we have some cruisers, and we have some transports. Okay, so it looks to me like this actually might be more reminiscent of planes, not of like naval ships. Fascinating. There is a naval doctrine though. No, these are convoys. You have to research convoys. I was thinking this is like air transports, but no. So this is a Navy, okay. And no, there is air. These are going to be your interceptors, your fighters, your bombers. Got it, okay. Naval for the capital ships, air for your starfighters. Got it, and that's going to be all the air doctrine. Engineering, guess we're going to have to go for the electronic and mechanical engineering. Always seems to be a good choice. For industry, we have the machine equipment, we have the factory output, and we have Rhydonium silos, which I'm guessing is going to be like our oil and our fuel. There's also going to be some construction tech. It is 975, so no reason not to go ahead and pick up probably all the industry stuff to start. That makes a lot of sense. All right, what else we got? We got to get some civilian factories up and running, which I imagine is going to let me build up a pretty nice economy. No idea how many years we can look forward to before we're going to have to deal with all the crap that is, well, the Galactic Civil War. But let's go ahead and start building up at least a handful of civilian factories on Coruscant, since they seem to have relatively okay infrastructure. Everywhere else seems fairly weak. Actually, this place is pretty terrible. We'll go ahead and reduce that for now. Let's go ahead and just build up a few civilian factories. That all seems okay. We apparently control Terrace as well, which I did not expect. Terrace. Fascinating. Actually, we have, it looks like maybe a bunch of systems that are almost functioning like vassal states. Right, we have HoI4 for the Ithorians, we have Karita, we have Onderon, Rendili, Neomodia is considered a part of the Republic. I guess that makes sense. Techno-Union, Duro. So a lot of people are going to be breaking free is what you're trying to tell me. Got it. All right. Infantry equipment. Well, we know we're going to be needing some of it, even though I expect we're going to be terrible at producing, at least for a bit. Some speeders would be nice. Rocket launchers are going to be a thing. We'll want some support equipment, some land speeders, tanks, artillery. I'll go ahead and start producing at least a little bit of everything, because at this point I have no idea what's going to be good. But we'll go for some basic equipment, we'll go for some support equipment. I know that I have speeders, so let's make sure we produce some of those, and some artillery. Then maybe a bit more in infantry equipment, and let's just kind of double up on at least a few of these, and just sort of see what happens here. I have no idea what's going to be good. Absolutely no clue. I just kind of figure I'm going to want all of these. All right, good enough for the moment. Free dockyards. Now, this does seem pretty important. Let's go to building up some ships. So we have corvettes and light cruisers. I have no idea what's going to be good, but we can kind of look at some of the stats and get some sense what we might be looking at. So if these are considered to be light cruisers, can we make them into heavy cruisers? There is some torpedoes involved, some light attack. Good range, relatively okay speed. Contrast that then with these corvettes, which are more torpedo-centric, and I think are a lot faster. So good if you want to avoid getting shot. And then these corvettes, also pretty fast, but just kind of weak across the board as far as their attack power. These guys seem pretty terrible. So I think we want to start by just building up, first off, at least some convoys, for sure. And probably some corvettes. I'm thinking a good number of those And can we build these? Why not? Ah, this is kind of like the treaty thing for Great Britain and such. In the base game of HoI4, you're not actually able to build heavier ships, at least for the moment. So what's the difference between these? These also have pretty terrible attack. Well, what's the difference between these? 1818 anti-air appears to be about the same. Light attack, I don't see much difference. Now, they seem to be more or less the same thing. Yeah, I think we just go ahead and just dump down on the, pretty hard on the Corvettes for the moment. At least until I find something a bit better for us. We do have different resources we're going to have to worry about. We have Rhydonium, Spice, Duralloy, Aluminum, Lanthanide, and Rubindum are all resources I'm going to need. And right now I'm low on Duralloy and Spice, all of which I suppose makes some sense. We could modify the government. What is this? The alignment chart. Well, hello. We can take a look at all the different star systems that are within the Galactic Republic and see where they are currently aligning with the Confederacy versus the Republic. And I'm guessing we want to keep as many over here to the left as possible. That said, is that actually true? Because remember, Palpatine's rise to power involves trying to create the Confederacy, specifically to create emergency powers. Maybe we want a few systems to realign elsewhere. That could be a thing. There's apparently a market. Pardonnez-moi? Okay, consular class, dreadnought class. We can buy ships. There's obviously far better ships we can get in the future. Look at some of these. I like that Victory class. It looks pretty great. Imperator class, not here yet. Why do we have a Triforce? I don't even know. Okay, fascinating. We also have the IBC. I don't frickin' have a clue what this is. This is banking. This is the Intergalactic Banking Clan. Oh, so we have a treasury to work with, and we can take out loans to the banking clan at different interest rates. At the cost of my political power, we can reduce or increase interest rates. Fascinating. Bounty hunter markets? We can buy different bounty hunters with skill attacks. I recognize some of these characters, at least. Huh. Is that IB-88? No, that's Helios 3E. Okay, why would I want bounty hunters? Make them into generals or flying aces. We can buy really good generals or something like that. Fascinating. And the Galactic Senate is a thing. Okay, so we currently have 42 members within the Senate. There's a focus tree for the Galactic Senate itself? Oh my god, what is this? We actually have to vote on different political policies, and we have to court the right people in the Senate to actually increase our power. Fascinating. So we have the corporate faction, the pacifist faction, the Outer Rim faction, and the militarist faction. Huh. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, and then there's the alignment chart and stuff like that. What does this tech factor do? We can't actually see any of this. Every nation who has separatist ideology will have access to research or market items available on their tech level versus the Republic level. Fascinating. We do have some decisions we can take a look at. The infrastructure investments, some research speed, military investment, civilian investment. Probably worth investing in this just to get some civilian factories, honestly. We'll spend some money, I assume is how this is going to work, and we'll spend some political power to make that better. We could tier up our tech. This would cost us a lot of money. Does this, like, open up new research options? Fascinating. And if we are voting on the Senate floor, I can lobby different groups using some money and a lot of political power to try and get them to join in on my faction. Fascinating. Okay, could change up some laws. I got 10 million manpower, not worried about that right now. Export focus, probably fine. We can... Okay, we actually have enough war support to go directly to partial mobilization, which makes me think kind of, yeah? This should be like the first thing we do, right? I don't know how that works with the lore, but I'm doing it anyway. Padme Amidala. Stability, but she's a pacifist. Blue. Bail Antilles. Pretty good. All right, I like some of this. Huh. Let's actually go ahead and start playing with the mod, because we're already halfway through the video and I've done effectively nothing. But call me curious, I would like to know what's going to end up happening with all this. Why do we control terrorists directly?
Ready, General.
How the heck am I supposed to even organize armies? This map is so weird and different. I don't have a clue what to do with all of it. Strategic Navy map? Oh, so these are like the different routes along the hyperspace lanes. Makes sense. So when we eventually do get our Navy together, we have to travel down some specific lanes in order to get between planets. Okay, very interesting way to approach this. Construction, production, recruit. So we need to go to trade, because I need some more resources. Can we trade here for, let's say, some spice? I don't know who we want to trade with. I guess Ryloth would be okay. Let's trade with you. And we need Duralloy. I guess I'll trade with the Techno Union, Eriadu, and the Intergalactic Banking Clan. That takes care of my more immediate issues. Okay. And right now I have almost 30 civilian factories working on this, so that's pretty good. So it looks like really it's all very familiar. Right, a lot of this is exactly what you would expect from the base game, but it's all completely redone. We have judicial divisions. Looks like the stats work effectively the same way. I'm guessing these are like non-clone infantry. We'll probably get to upgrade all of this once the Civil War does begin. We have speeder trucks. There's 1,000 years of peace done. Fantastic. Let's see, the anti-corruption stance. Non-corporations will be pushed further from secession. Or concessions. So, okay. We can either... Corporations will be more likely to avoid secession, or everyone who's not a corporation will be likely to join. So this has to do with the alignment chart. The Commerce Guild, Techno Union, and Intergalactic Banking Clan, I am guessing, would all be considered to be corporations. But everyone else comes closer to me. I guess we have to go for an anti-corruption stance, which will take 70 days. The game seems to be processing pretty fast right now. I have no idea what the frick Kel is. So there was a time in my life when I considered myself to be like a total aficionado when it comes to Star Wars. Like I read through like all the encyclopedias. I played, you know, Star Wars Rebellion, right, back when that was a really good game, also known as Star Wars Supremacy in the UK. I always thought that was interesting, that the US it was Rebellion, and the UK it was Supremacy. But either way, played through that, read through like every little bit of lore. I read all the expanded universe books. I read through like all the animated novels and stuff. I did everything. I did everything. Really big into Star Wars, huge into it. Then of course I grew up a bit, fell off the train a little bit. And then, you know, Disney sequels kind of messed me up a bit beyond that. But then Mandalorian brought back some hope. And then, of course, like, we got Grand Admiral Thrawn and stuff making a comeback. So, I mean, I don't know. I still am a big, like, have a huge passion for Star Wars. Really big fan of it. But, it is, I am a little bit rusty. I will admit that much. What's going on over here? Okay, so apparently there's two different groups on this planet. That's interesting. Huh. I will say with the hyperlanes, this actually reminds me a little bit of Star Wars Galactic Empire at War. Not Galactic Battlegrounds, that's what I was starting to go for, but like literally Star Wars Empire at War. Great game, by the way. I've considered playing that on the channel. I might even do that someday, especially if you can mod the crud out of it. As long as I turn off like all music. Because good lord, that game would get me flagged so stinking fast, it's not even funny. What kind of generals and stuff do we even have access to? You think I can read any of that? I can only read Commander. I haven't got a clue. Meeber. Gascon. There's a bunch of different people over here that I don't recognize. Nico Bavris. Why does that name sound familiar? God, there's a lot going on over here. Right, well, I don't need generals at the moment. I suppose we could go ahead and start doing some exercises with my armies. No reason not to gain some army experience. I don't think we're going to war for a bit. At the very least. Alright, the anti-corruption stance is now done, which means we have to move on to maintaining galactic peace, which unfortunately makes these pacifists happy but pushes away everyone else. I probably should have checked that. So looking the other way, what is this? Hello? So we could have, oh, this actually looks pretty good. Huh. Well, interesting. Anyway, ways for us to have maybe changed up some army and navy restrictions and stuff to try and actually start being able to build stuff. That said, I'm still not planning on going to Fort for a bit, but I do like that military factory stuff. This seems pretty bad. Then again, do we have a mission from old Palpatine? I don't see one yet. We'll see. I mean, again, I need people to actually try to secede, at least a few. Oh, wow, yeah, you can see quite a few people have changed around here. We're gonna upset a lot of people. Maybe I messed this up. I'm not trying to keep the Galactic Republic together, though. I want the Empire. All right, what's this? The anti-corruption investigations have begun. Certain members of the Republic Senate may be tied in with crime organizations and syndicates. Like what? Black Sun? The Zon Consortium? I don't know. We should divide the senators into the different sectors of the galaxy and search for evidence in each sector. Start with the core. Core worlds will be pushed closer to secession. Megacorporation investigation, political power, and stability. Or the rim worlds, mid-rim I should say, are closer, or the outer rim. So which do we start with? Bit risky. Let's start with the mid-rim. I got no idea. This does help me build up some political power at least, because right now it's pretty garbage. We have a handful of credits, but we're actually losing money per day. Money is a thing. This actually reminds me a little bit of the New Order mod. A little bit. Megacorporation investigation. Senators of the Galactic Republic are prime targets for corruption at the hands of the megacorporations of the galaxy. We must investigate the connections between our representatives and these corporations. To the Trade Federation? To the Techno Union or the Commerce Guild? Trade Federation it is. I have no idea what's good. I'm just hoping that if we follow this correctly, I will get a Grand Army of the Republic. Because anything other than that, and I'm probably going to die. Dispersed or concentrated? I don't know what would be best in this case. I assume as long as you can protect the hyperlanes, you can afford to go for concentrated. So we'll try for this. Let's also go ahead and pick up the production efficiency cap. Might as well. Again, unless I have any sense of when I'm going to war, I feel like we probably ought to just go for as much industry as possible. Lobbying rules. Non-corporations or corporations. Will allow the lobbying or ban the lobbying? Ban the lobbying. How's this looking for alignment? Not great! There's a lot of people who are peeved at me. Apparently there's a lot of corporations who control big worlds. I don't suppose I can do something like fabricate a claim or anything against the Black Sun, who is being ruled by somebody. Justify war goal. I don't think I can. Democracies don't get to justify war goals. This is really interesting. I'm only going based on my gut feel as for what I'm supposed to do, as the movies kind of guide me. We aren't supposed to be military powerhouses yet. So I have to do this? I can't. Oh, I have to wait for the Trade Federation to blockade Naboo. Okay, what are you doing? An unknown focus. How quickly do you get to that? I'm curious. Neomoidia? Tech industry? Wait, the Trade Federation's got a few things going on here. Galactic investments. Well, where's your blockading of the Naboo? Wait, there it is. No, wait, yes, blockade Naboo. Okay, so if they start going down all of this, we could eventually have a blockade. Until we get there, what else do I do? Well, let's see. I can't do the Naboo crisis. We can, however, go for some infrastructure development, which seems pretty good. And that is literally it. I can't even do anything with the Jedi Order yet. All right, so as far as I can tell, the only thing I can do is start developing up the infrastructure construction speed when done. So maybe, since we're going to have that, we should temporarily do less civilian factories and at least take advantage of the extra infrastructure once that becomes available. So we'll finish out whatever civilian factories we can. Going for partial mobilization early has to be good. Construction tech is done, which of course makes things even better. This is all ahead of time. Resource gain efficiency could be good. Shipyard output. Now that's a thing I haven't had to worry about before, but I'm curious. I imagine building up more ships is important. We could also go for the reinforce rate, could go for some infantry equipment, start producing something at least a little bit better. And then for navies, we can't do anything with ships yet, so that's a no. Could go for some starfighters though. I don't recognize quite a few of these. Improved hyperdrives, proton bombs, blah, blah, blah. This Okay, first off, that looks like a TIE bomber. This reminds me of the bomber from, God, what's his name? In Star Wars Starfighter and Jedi Starfighter. Two of the old, console games, like Xbox console games, I play with this. What's the freaking pirate guy's name? It looks like that! You all know what I'm talking about, though. Let's be honest. A lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nerds. I guess we'll go for some shipyard output. No, I can't. This is actually already researched by default. Oh. Let's go for resource gain efficiency. Screw it. I want resources. I haven't got a dang clue what I'm doing. But I'm really fascinated. I mean, you want to talk about, like, thinking outside the box for Hearts of Iron 4? Look at this map! It's so different! And pretty much the entire galaxy is united under me, except for the outer rim, which makes sense. The core and the mid-rim are all, like, united together as part of the Republic. I get it. That all makes perfect sense. What else we got going on over here? We could go for more of Coruscant's. Oh my god. Well, that's interesting. I don't see any reason not to go for Central Coruscant having level 10 infrastructure. That seems stupidly good. Okay, so we'll finish. I won't finish with this. Let's go ahead and start building some infrastructure. So this is Central Coruscant. The rest of Coruscant, however, does not have it. Let's go ahead and build out Northern Coruscant. And we're gonna have to, of course, make Coruscant into, like, our primary facility. We can make a few other builds out over here. I want to get some infrastructure going. So let's start with this. And I'm not going to bother building this out because I know it's going to get maxed out. What planet even is this? Anaxis. The name rings a bell, and I don't remember what it means. I really don't. We're losing a lot of money per day. How do I get money? Military factory upkeep, military spending, trade imports. I'm a little wary we're going to go heavily into debt. How do I get money? Well, we might as well double up, I think, on the infrastructure for the next 120 days. Like, let's really start whipping this out, which you can see we're doing right now. We're going pretty fast on that. How do we get money? There's got to be like a tax rate or something, right? Industrial? It's all motorized. Naval bombers. Vehicle bombers. Military stuff. Advisors. No, we haven't made an intelligence agency. Export focus. Does this have anything to do with it? Free trade? No. I don't have a clue what this is. How does you want to make a money? Can we raise taxes? I would like to convene the Senate and encourage everyone to voluntarily pay me some money. Of course, like, Naboo's a frickin' pacifist. So is Alderaan. We have no weapons, please don't blow us up. Boom! Alright, sorry. What's this? Civilian factories in Central Coruscant. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. So we got some of the infrastructure going now in Central Coruscant, so this is maxed out, which means we can start building things aggressively as heck around the Senate. That's a lot of building slots. Where do you land on a planet? It looks like you have to start at the outside and work your way in, which is very interesting and kind of makes sense. I'm very worried. How do we make money? Exporting of trade goods. So maybe going for this trade resources and exporting actually does make sense. Imports cost me money. Oh, we should not be importing very much money. Income from civilian factories. The more civilian factories we have, the more money we make. The more military factories we have, the more we lose. That makes sense. The invasion of Naboo! The situation here is not what it seems. There's something else behind all this, Your Highness. There's no logic in the Federation's move here. Boom! The invasion has begun! Alright, cool. We're gonna do our part. God, I quoted a frickin' Gungan. Screw me. We need to go for the Naboo crisis, which will get me some war support. Also, the event reports of an illegal invasion. We will convene the Senate and vote on how naughty the Trade Federation has been. Am I hearing freaking copyright music? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's gone, thank you. Can we, like, turn off? You had to, like, download, I think. Yeah, so this is disabled. I recognize at least a few of them. I can't... Yeah, like, the Clone Wars begins. No. Naboo invasion. No. Order 66, Empire. As cool as all of this is, like, this is a big freaking nope. Big freaking nope from me. Also, the CIS just got some tech. They invested in tech. Nope, that's Star Wars music. Don't do it! Oh my god. Naboo invasion. Yeah, skip that, please. Thank you. London in flames? What is this London of which you speak? I don't know. What's a falcon? You ever considered that? In this galactic world in a far, far away, what's a frickin' falcon that you named a ship after it? Just saying. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and end this video here. There's a lot to do, as far as I can tell. We are very interested, I think, in finding out more about what this game has to offer, this mod. It's intriguing, but it also looks like a lot to unpack. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you're looking forward to a series on this. I'm not sure how long it's gonna go. I'd love to create the Empire. We'll see how you guys feel about it as to whether I continue. If we make it short just so we can get a taste of it, fine. If we play it all the way through, cool. Totally up to you guys. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.